luxury controversies putting you off? I want to talk about Dior in particular, because I used to be a massive Dior customer. If you have watched me for a few years, you might remember I lived and breathed that brand. And I want to talk about my kind of complex relationship with it now, and actually why I have not shopped in there since the end of 2023. But really it was their controversy last year that really kind of like put the nail in the coffin. So I'm going to talk about that, but also want to talk about how, for me, these controversies have put me off so many brands, because when I see a bag and a brand is charging £2,000, £3,000, £4,000, £10,000 for it, and I think, well, Dior just got caught out for making the book tote for like $53 or something, and yet you want me to go and drop over $2,000 on it? It just doesn't feel right, and it's put something in the back of my head now. I always knew it was the case that these things do not cost a fraction of what they retail for to make, but I would at least have assumed a bag costing £1,000, £2,000 to make when you're charging me 10k. But no, it's not the case. So I want to talk about that. I also thought I would do a real quick update for you on some beauty items. So first of all, I did a video, I think it was on Sunday, and I just wanted to give you an update on this, which is the Current Body. I use it on my jowls and on my cheeks, and this is like a quick before and after of how well it's worked for me. But I wanted to do that video because it was a 6-month update on how I was doing, and YouTube are doing this weird thing at the moment. Some videos it's not pushing out to you guys, and I can see in the analytics from the number of people being pushed it's like next to nothing, and other videos are fine. Other videos doing really well. I've got no clue. But for any of you who missed it, I thought I would give it a mention. I will leave a link to that video below if you're watching this going, oh my God, those results are insane, because they actually are. If you're thinking that and you want to know more, then check out the description and I will put a link in. And I also have a discount code for that gets you quite a bit of money off. The other thing I was going to show you is some replacement beauty items, which I'm mentioning because they very much go alongside this. So I use all of this that I'm going to show you with this device, and then we're going to like talk about this controversy and stuff. So I use this brand called Qualerex Beauty, and this is a subscriber owned brand, and she's called Christina. She makes everything herself. She's based in the States, and this eye cream I've been using from her since 2016. At my age, I should have definitely lines around my eyes. I do get Botox in the crow's feet, but like the little lines you get under here, Botox can't do anything for that, because your cheeks push up your under eye as such, and I don't have anything, and I really put it down to this. And then some of the other things I'm using from her, instead of an AHA, BHA, I don't use those. I find that they dry my skin out. They make my skin feel terrible. I'm using this, which is her exfoliating pads. These are, you get loads. It's like proper full to the top. They last forever. But the way these work, and the reason why you don't need an AHA, BHA, let me come in closer and show you. You see the way these are sort of corrugated, so they've got like a texture to them. So what she's done is she has saturated these in her own particular formula. And the formula is cleansing, pH balancing and hydrating. And when I pass it over my skin, it's got the product is so gentle, but the actual applicator is so abrasive. It lifts off like dirt, but also I know when I need to exfoliate, because my forehead in particular feels a bit like sand, and like sandpaper, it feels rough. And that's when I get in there with that product, and it really works. And then finally, the other two. This is the neck and décolletage serum, which looks like this. And you get quite a lot of this as well. And it's one of these things where it's like a pump. So you push it down once and you get enough that it will give you enough for your neck and your décolletage. I use this in combined with squalane, and the two things together just like properly get rid of wrinkles. And then, yeah, just a couple of other things. The other one is the hydrating facial mist. This smells like white roses. It's so refreshing. when I've washed my face, I spray this on before I do all my moisturizer and serums, etc. And it really hydrates without being greasy. It's really good. So I thought I would like mention those two things. I'll link to everything below. This isn't an advert. I just thought I would mention them. They happened to be on the table next to me and I was like, oh yeah, I'll give a mention. And I'll, as I say, put everything below. Now, and I know Christina would greatly appreciate it if you would check her out. If I can do anything to support subscribers, I always will do. So this whole controversy thing, right, just let's recap on how many controversies there have been. First of all, most recently, there has been Loro Piana. Their controversy involved a particular workshop that, from memory, was manufacturing men's jackets. So you have... With these brands, you have different workshops that they outsource to, and those different workshops do different things. They operate differently. So one workshop will make the raw materials, the cloth, the fabric. One will take that fabric and will construct it into a jacket or a skirt or a dress or whatever, scarf, etc. And some will make bags, and it's just, you know, it's all over the place. And what a lot of these brands are doing is they're so focused on bottom line, they're so focused on profit that they're not doing their due diligence when it comes to the factories they're outsourcing to. And some of these brands are being caught out because these factories are using illegal workers. They're not paying them much at all. Very often these workers are being made to actually sleep in the factories. They're not even going home at the end of the day. There are old mattresses in these factories. Go and Google like the Dior controversy. I was shocked when I saw that. Actual beds in the factory. It was gross. Not the kind of thing you'd expect from any of these brands. So this happened to Loro Piana not long ago. And basically a worker was assaulted in his workplace by, from memory, his boss or someone quite senior, not at Loro Piana, I should say that, at the factory they'd outsourced to. He then blew the whistle and said, hey everyone, Loro Piana, they're making these jackets for like $100 and selling them for like $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. Now, what happened with Dior? This is what put me off with Dior. And a lot of you still say to me, do you still wear it? Do you still shop there? What happened? Did anyone that worked there say anything to you? Dior had their own issues. What happened with Dior, very similar to Loro Piana, they were outsourcing the creation or the putting together of materials to create a bag to a factory in Italy. That factory were alleged, I think it was it proven or not? Well, there was like video footage in there, put it that way. But the police over there busted them, went in there, filmed the whole thing, showed the conditions. Safety devices had been removed from equipment so that bags could be made more quickly. So did that Dior scandal put me off? Yes, it did. Massively. I have always been a huge Dior customer. When I say huge, I mean, I'm frightened to think how much I've spent in there. I started off with makeup, you know, years and years ago when I was at university. That was what I could afford. I got in there with the makeup, with the lipsticks, with the perfumes. Then I remember buying my first Dior bag. David actually bought me my first Dior bag years and years ago for my birthday when we'd started going out with each other. A very generous gift, which I still have now and I love. But the first one that I bought must have been the Lady Dior in the pale blue patent leather. And I bought that in around 2015. From there, I didn't look back. I was buying bags, shoes, I got into ready to wear. I was just about to dip my toe into fine jewellery when this happened. And you know the problem is, guys, when someone shows you something, let's take this bag for example, it'll be the same with this bag as well. When someone says, this bag cost me $100 to make, I'll let you have it for $6,000. Yeah, that's putting me off right there. That's putting me right off. And the Dior book tote, I felt like a fool for buying that bag. I have it, it's down here. I haven't used it in probably about a year now. It's a bag that cost them, I think from memory, $57 to put together. But to buy is over £2,000, which is huge. And whenever I looked at Dior after that, and a lot of these other brands, the LVMH brands in particular, I felt differently towards them. I couldn't quite drop £4,000 on a bag that I kind of by that point knew costed around about $100 to put together. So yeah, I did really go off the brand. And am I still wearing their stuff? Yes, I am still wearing their things. I stopped wearing for a while, and then I thought, well, hang on a minute. Me having a wardrobe full of beautiful things that I don't wear anymore because of that isn't going to stop a controversy. And I've already spent the money. I've already bought the items. I love the items. I love the cut of the item, like stunning. So I'm going to carry on wearing it. But am I going to carry on buying? I haven't actually bought from there since 2023, end of like December time. Between December and when the controversy hit last summer, there was really nothing that I liked, which is why I hadn't bought anything. But then the controversy hit, and that was when I was like, no, I'm out. So it has really put me off. It's also put me off other brands, and this is where I would love to get your input. Have you been put off designer brands in general? Let me know. Have these controversies put you off? Now, there have also been controversies with Armani and Valentino. Very similar stuff going on. Very, very similar as per Dior and Loro Piana. And it's these brands making big claims that, oh, we didn't know. We didn't know. Well, you should know. If I would like to think, if I owned a brand like this, I would be all over the logistics, the manufacturing. I would want to know who is making my items. How are these people being treated? Are they being paid reasonably? You know, if you can afford to charge someone £10,000 for a Chanel bag, you can afford to pay them a relevant wage. Just my thoughts, you might feel differently. And I know that the cost of this bag is more than just manufacturing. You've got the advertising of it, paying the staff to go and sell it, their commission, the shop rates, putting the lights on in the day. You know, I realise all of that needs to come out of it. But Louis, stop being noisy. He's got a toy that he's like attacking at the moment. So yeah, I have been put off. Quite put off actually, and I would love to get your thoughts on this. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you been put off? Have you stopped buying? I know a lot of us have been put off by these silly, ridiculous, just crazy price rises. You know, the price of things now, you look at it and you're like, really? You want how much? And I know that it hasn't cost you much to make, and you want how much? It just feels like way extremism. It's just way too much. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.